Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Micro Talk. Today, we're actually going to be talking about cross-tenant access. So this is a fairly new feature within Azure AD, and its main goal, as we're going to get into the configuration, is to give you more flexibility with your external users. In order to set this up, you need to go into the Azure portal, click on External Identities, and then click on Cross-Tenant Access. We do already have one tenant that's configured here, but if you're going to add another one, you simply click on Add Tenant. You would type in the domain name that's registered with the tenant. If I hit enter, you can see here that it actually provides me the actual name of the tenant as well as the tenant ID, and I could click on add. For this purpose, I'm actually just going to leverage the test one that we have already in here, and you can see that we can do both inbound and outbound configurations. If we go to inbound, we have a number of different components. The newest one is cross-tenant sync. We will actually cover that in another micro talk as to what exactly that is. And then we also have B2B collaboration, which is the normal external identity components. And if I customize this, right, I can allow, and by default, it's going to allow all users and groups. However, what we often do with our customers is we actually specify to a specific group. That group is actually going to be a GUID. So if I were to add here, I would actually need to add in the external ID or GUID for that group, which I would get from the tenant that I'm actually going to be accepting the inbound. So if they created one called CTA group, they would give me that GUID. I would put the GUID in here. I would change this to be a group, and I would click on add. Once that part is configured, I can also configure applications. Just quick note, I can't allow users and block applications. In order to do that, you would have to specify different groups, but from a tenant perspective, right, if it's allow, they want to allow. But I can do my collaboration settings here. I also have this option to do B2B Direct Connect. Direct Connect is actually something that is leveraged directly through for Teams, mainly focused on the Teams, but this will be extending to other Office applications. But here, this configuration would need to happen both on the source tenant as well as the destination tenant for this. So basically both sides of the equation have to do this configuration in order to leverage, for instance, within Teams, the shared channel capability and to allow people to be able to not have to create a new session for Teams in order to be able to look at Teams across multiple organizations. Again, we'll cover that in another session. The big thing here is for the flexibility is under trust settings. So this is where I actually can start leveraging, for instance, the MFA tokens that our customers are actually already using. So instead of having to have them re-register for a MFA within my tenant, I can actually accept their tokens. Same with their compliance. If they're leveraging Intune, I can accept their components. This gives flexibility. It means your people that you're trusting will actually be able to bring their own compliance and tokens with them, and they don't have to re-register all of those components. Again, it is a one-way direction, right? So think of this as a one-way trust. If you wanted to go back and forth, the other tenant would have to set up the same thing, and then you would have your two-way. So that's really it. Cross-tenant access is something we're leveraging quite a bit now, particularly for organizations that do a lot of business with each other. If you have any questions, please never hesitate to reach out to Spyglass, and hope to see you next time. Thank you.